Welcome back. It's day 6 already in our Advent journey through the different topics that are important to us during the Advent season and important to us throughout the rest of the year. Today's the penultimate discussion around hope, which means after tomorrow we'll be moving on to a new subject, but I'm not going to tell you what that subject is. I'm going to make you wait another couple of days to find out. So, hopefully, it will be as helpful to us as this current conversation has been. So let's focus once again on our subject of hope. And to help us do that, I have a quote from our former First Lady, Michelle Obama. She has written, "You may not always have a comfortable life, and you will not always be able to solve all the world's problems at once. But don't ever underestimate the importance you can have because history has shown us that courage is contagious and hope can take on a life of its own." Our hymn choice for tonight is hymn number 665. And throughout this particular set of lyrics, you will again and again see the strength that can come from hope. So let's take a moment, settle in where we are, take a deep breath. And let's hear what this poem has to offer. All my hope on God is found. He doth still my trust renew. Me through change and chance he guideth, only good and only true. God unknown, he alone calls my heart to be his own. Mortal pride and earthly glory, sword and crown betray our trust. Though care and toil, we build them, tower and temple, fall to dust. But God's power, hour by hour, is my temple and my tower. God's great goodness e'er endureth, deep his wisdom passing thought. Splendor, light, and life attend him. Beauty springeth out of naught. Evermore, from his store, new-born worlds rise and adore. Daily doth the Almighty Giver bounteous gifts on us bestow. His desire our soul delighteth. Pleasure leads us where we go. Love doth stand at his hand. Joy doth wait on his command. Still, from earth to God eternal, sacrifice of praise be done, high above all praises praising, for the gift of Christ, his Son. Christ doth call one and all. Thee who follow shall not. This hymn comes from the pen of a poet named Joachim Nader, who was an active layperson in the Reformed Church in Germany, somewhere around the mid to late 17th century. He was brought to Dusseldorf for a position that would have him not only doing lay leadership in the church, but also preaching on Sundays and assisting the minister of the parish in all other duties. But he had some personal issues around the openness of the Protestant denomination, especially regarding taking communion with, and his words were, the unconverted. So he began to have prayer meetings in his own home with people who he felt deserved to be around him and pulled away from attending those services in the church itself. When the minister approached him about the neglect of duties, he agreed to recommit, but then within a few weeks left altogether. At this time, it seemed that his life took a shift. He began to realize that he found God not just in church, but in nature. And he wanted to reflect this realization both in his poetry and in his hymns. Although he seems to have given up on his belief in the Reformation, clearly his hope in God's love and mercy never wavered. The writer of Psalm 62 tells us, "My soul, find rest in God. My hope comes from him. Truly, he is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will not be shaken." And so, I'll leave you today with some questions to ponder. First one is, do you have a special place in the world where you like to go and feel closer to God? Have you ever felt betrayed by another person or a group of people? How does hope and trust in God help you to get through those times when our trust in others has been damaged or shaken? This is the time of year when so many of what we do and deal with is based on deep and long traditions. Yet, it's always part of life to have change happen. And this change is mentioned in our hymn. So, how does God's presence in your life help you to remain hopeful even when you are in a time of change? There's a lot of deep thoughts and concepts in this particular hymn. Gives us a new perspective or maybe a deeper perspective on hope and trust. At any rate, thank you for joining me today. And I hope that those questions help you to keep the thoughts rolling as far as hope and the importance of hope in our lives. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. And until then, take care and God bless.